Thank you. 5B, for introduction, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Scranton creating an ad hoc committee to explore the feasibility of renaming Wyoming Avenue or another prominent roadway in honor of United States President Joseph R. Biden, Jr.
At this time, I'll entertain a motion that item 5B be introduced into its proper committee.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? On the question, as I mentioned last week, we're going to form this committee and look at what the process is for renaming a street in the city of Scranton. It's, doesn't come along often that you have a president of the United States who was born in your city. And I think that's something that we should all take a lot of pride in. And I think the vast majority of Scrantonians do take a lot of pride in that. The fact that we have someone who was born here and raised here for the first 10 years of his life, and who always came back here and never forgot the city of Scranton. And as I mentioned last week, the eyes of not only the country, but the whole entire world have been on Scranton because of Joe Biden. And it's been really tremendously positive for us. So whether you're a Democrat or Republican, independent, party affiliation doesn't matter here. It's about honoring the fact that this person made it all the way to the highest office in the land. And it's an extremely, extremely positive thing for the city. Anyone else on the question? All those in favor of introduction signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and so moved.
Sixth order, no business at this time. Seventh order, 7A, for consideration by the Committee on Public Works for adoption, file of the Council number 77, 2021, authorizing the renaming of Spruce Street and the Central Scranton Expressway in honor of United States President Joseph R. Biden, Jr.
What is the recommendation of the chairperson for the Committee on Public Works?
As chairperson for the Committee on Public Works, I recommend final passage of item 7A. Second.
On the question? On the question, I just want to say that this is a great day for the city of Scranton. Once again, I want to thank my colleagues for being a part of this momentous occasion and supporting this effort. I also want to thank all of the committee members for their input and all of their work, which was extremely important. Councilman Donahue, Kevin Hayes, our solicitor, Mark Dewar, Roberta Jadek, Don King, Leslie Collins, and Larry West. I also want to personally thank Councilman Schuster, Councilman McAndrew, and Dr. Rothschild for their support. On Election Day, November 3rd, 2020, Joe Biden could have been anywhere else in the United States of America. He could have been in Washington. He could have been traveling in all the swing states across the country. But where was he? He was here. He was in his hometown, the city of Scranton. While he was here that day, he stopped at his childhood home on North Washington Avenue, and he wrote a message on the wall, "From this house to the White House, with the grace of God." And with the grace of God, a Scrantonian was elected to the highest office in the land as our 46th President of the United States. So it is fitting that tonight we vote on honoring President Biden by renaming not only the Central Scranton Expressway, but also Spruce Street after him. In my estimation, this represents a new chapter in our history as a city, a chapter that says that we are not afraid of change, we are not afraid to do something different, that our people, future generations, can be anything that they want to be. They can be anything that they put their minds to. They'll get knocked down and face adversity and hardship, just like our president and like our city has, but they will keep getting back up and moving forward. Over the last few months, I've heard from hundreds of people, including many business owners on Spruce Street, that are excited for this change, and I've received many positive comments from business owners on Spruce Street. We've also heard tonight from some business owners who are opposed to this, and I respect their opinions as well. As I said last week, I have gotten a commitment from the mayor and her administration that we will work with the small business owners on Spruce Street throughout this transition. I want to make a note that this whole process was publicized in the newspaper, on the front page of the newspaper. It was publicized multiple times in the newspaper, and we've also had 3 weeks of public comment. Also, Leslie Collins, the executive director of Scranton Tomorrow, was on our committee and wholeheartedly endorsed our approach. We took a measured approach to this, and the committee met several times over the last few months, and we weighed all of the different concerns. As the gentleman noted, I think his name was Mr. Laredo, this sort of thing happens all the time across the country. I think really we should wear this as a badge of honor. It's, someone mentioned about renaming an expressway after Congressman McDade and Governor Casey, and they deserve that. We're talking about the president, not only the president of the United States, we're talking about a senator, a vice president, and a president who grew up on North Washington Avenue. So I do think that this is fitting, and I don't think that we should be, as a council or as a city, afraid to make this change. I mentioned last week to everyone, and I truly do believe this, that this is going to benefit the city, the downtown, and the business owners in the future. We have to look at the big picture here. This is going to bring people from all over, I think, the country. Anyone who travels down Interstate 81 will be coming into the city of Scranton to see the hometown of Joe Biden, our president. So I think it's very, very important. I also want to say that I look forward to inviting President Biden and our First Lady to the unveiling ceremony when we have the new signs ready to go in the near future to celebrate this great accomplishment. And again, I want to thank everyone for this. I think it's a great night for the city of Scranton. Anyone else on the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Schuster?
Yes.
Mr. McAndrew?
Yes.
Dr. Rothschild?
Yes.
Mr. Donahue?
Yes.
Mr. Gahn?
Yes, I hereby declare item 7A legally and lawfully adopted.